Let's take a step into my red room. This ain't no ordinary bedroom. Just let the energy affect you. Carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. Just take a step into my red room. This ain't no ordinary bedroom. Just let the energy affect you. Carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. She looks so fine up in that red room. Her silhouette against the someone up top, they must have blessed you. She got that look and she got that attitude. She don't play by the book, no, she do what she have to do. She a bad little bitch, all black with some tattoos. She always down for a risk, always down for the taboo. Let's take a step into my red room. This ain't no ordinary bedroom. Just let the energy affect you. Carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. Just take a step into my red room. This ain't no ordinary bedroom. Just let the energy affect you. Carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. Yeah, she liking that show in the mirrors on the walls. Got the one on the ceiling, hope that shit don't fall. When he breaking her back, damn she like that. Headboard shaking with the music full blast. Yeah, they never hold back, two souls on the mat, switching their positions so they feel the climax. Yeah, he know what she likes, he know what she needs. She open her mouth, he know just what to feed. Baby look good when she down on her knees, but she look even better when she up underneath. He makes her feel free to be naughty. She likes when he acts just a little cocky. They own this room, yeah, they do what they please. Let's take a step into my red room. This ain't no ordinary bedroom. Just let the energy affect you. Carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. Just take a step into my red room. This ain't no ordinary bedroom. Just let the energy affect you. Carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on.
Good day, I'm Jean-Marie van Graan, also known as Lola Blakely, and I'm thrilled to introduce to you Lotus Love, your ultimate destination in relationship, intimacy and wellness coaching. As a wellness, relationship and intimacy associated counselor, I'm passionate about helping individuals and couples navigate the complexities of modern relationships. Through personalized coaching sessions, I empower my clients to embrace love, intimacy, and connections in all its forms. Whether you're exploring ethical non-monogamy, navigating post-divorce life, or preparing for the dating scene, I'm here to support you. My coaching approach is holistic, compassionate, and tailored to your unique needs and goals. Together, we'll uncover your strengths, address the challenges, and create a path towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation? Book a consultation with me today and let Lotus Love be your guide to fulfillment in relationship and life. Your path to a happier, healthier, more fulfilling life and relationship can start with me here today.
But it's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we could be.
All day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us. Like a good drug, never enough. We hook up in my car, driving so far. Play your guitar, you'd show me your art. Let down our guards, think with our hearts. Stare at the stars, we were never apart. Drinking too young, way too much fun. Out in the sun, open when it's gone. Took you to prom, dance to our song. Dance all night long till the lights come on. Late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. Late nights, long fights, it felt right, we were alive. We would go out, we were so loud, we were so proud, we had no doubts. Weekends and weekdays, we'd spend our own way. We were careless, we were fearless, we were reckless, time was precious. We loved to waste time, whiskey and wine, drinking all night, asleep by your side. Finally alive, we would just drive, never arrive. Our journey was live, staying out late, testing our fate, running away. We live for today, young and so bold, never get old. Screw what we're told, we can't be controlled. Late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. How careless we could be.
It's too late now, I remember you and me, and how careless we could be.
How old were you when you realized you were kinky? My name is Jerry Pelser, and in my latest book I explore the topics of friendship, young love, family secrets, and kink positivity in a new series of 4 books called The Felicity Street Annals, a children's story for adults. The first book in the series launches on the 30th of May and is available in both paperback and Kindle on Amazon.com, along with my other, distinctly more adult, BDSM-flavored novels.
Sensually Royal is an adult toy store that sells all things sensual and kinky. We only sell top quality toys to give the full royal experience. Book a sensual session with Queen Ananas, professional dominatrix, to guide you and your partner on using our toys in the most intimate and sensual way. Pleasure is the name of the game. Remember that kink doesn't have to mean pain. You'd be surprised to see what terrifying looking toys can be used to give you an arousing, alluring, and sensational experience. Contact information: Queen Anana's WhatsApp on 063 398 2355. Instagram, Queen Ananas Official. Queen with 3 E's _ Ananas _ official. And obviously, Sensually Royal. Instagram, Sensually _ Royal.
You know you love my escapades. A little bit of fun ain't a crime. We could lock ourselves in and fuck for days. We could take advantage of time. No, I'm not one of those good girls who buys you gifts for your birthday. I show up with sex toys in a trench coat, telling you to behave. That guy, handcuffs, swing set, and whips to make you wish you never came back. I like to have fun with this shit. I told you when you met me, boy, I'm one kinky son of a bitch. I'll strap you to the bed if you let me. I thought I told you I'm one kinky son of a bitch. Give me one night to control you, then I'll hold you like one kinky son of a bitch. I'll rip your clothes off, take a load off. After a long day, I'm one kinky son of a bitch. If you take a look in my bag, you will see you don't know how. One kinky son of a bitch. All I do is misbehave. An animal I'm too hard to tame. Got more than class, I'm different, babe. After me, your life won't be the same. You'll be falling in love. No, I'm not one of those girls you wanna take home to mama. Cause when we visit, she gon' probably catch me doing some things that I should not do around her. Me in handcuffs, swing set, and whips to make you wish you never came back. I like to have fun with this shit. I told you when you met me, boy, I'm one kinky son of a bitch. I'll strap you to the bed if you let me. I thought I told you I'm one kinky son of a bitch. Give me one night to control you, then I'll hold you like one kinky son of a bitch. I'll rip your clothes off, take a load off. After a long day, I'm one kinky son of a bitch. If you take a look in my bag, you will see you don't know how. One kinky son of a bitch. I am one kinky son of a bitch. I am one kinky son of a bitch.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent or that of the program, its presenters, hosts, directors, or other team members.
This show is intended for audiences aged 23 and older. This production and its digital copies contain content of an adult nature. If you are easily offended or are under the age of 18, this show is not intended for you. The posts, pages, and recordings within are intended for adults only and may include descriptions of scenes of sexual content, suggestive opinions, detailed discussions, and graphic topics. Listener discretion is advised.
Passionate pollies and sultry swingers. It's time for Lola's Lifestyle Lectures on your favorite seduction station, Lust FM, for the lustful listeners.
Good evening, lustfuls. Welcome to the 8th episode of Season 2 of Lifestyle Lectures, your favorite nighttime talk focused on education and guidance to help you navigate swinging and ethical non-monogamy. I'd like to start off by, as usual, mentioning our association endorsement site, Z-Nuts. Z-Nuts website has combined socials, events, parties, and workshops for all walks of life and like-minded individuals. The Z-Nuts is a quality South African community of unique, fun, uninhibited people who enjoy life to the fullest, who are into casual dating, social networking, open relationships, and alternative lifestyles. With an extensive amount of social platforms for us adults to connect on, Z-Nuts just makes finding these quality connections easier, affordable, and more accessible. If you guys would like to join the Z-Nuts community, head on over to www.znights.com and explore the countless possibilities. Then, of course, our endorsement site, Lola's favorite friends, yes, lustfuls, you know them, at the COF. The Council of Fantasy is a lifestyle-orientated community catering for everything from BDSM to lifestyle and everywhere in between. They host events in all spectrums in a safe, sane, and consensual way. We're an all-inclusive community, and the only shame we shame are the shamers themselves. One of the main focuses of the COF is education, and not just in BDSM, but in sex positivity as a whole, the whole movement thereof. You guys can find us on www.counciloffantasy.co.za, or you guys can go on over to my website, www.lelust. Yes, the lovelies, we know it's a double L. www.lelustfm.live. Go to the bottom of the home screen, there's WhatsApp icon. Click on that icon and come and join the WhatsApp community. Your Lola Blakely production moderators for this evening are Miss Muffet. Miss Muffet, why haven't I heard from you all damn week, madam? Hello and welcome. And my man, Fox. Medusa is, as usual, her ever whip-cracking self on air, leading the production team to greatness. So if you guys see them in the chat, say hi. They're here to engage with our listeners, keep us safe during the airing. Feel free to ask them any questions or send them a wave. My co-host this evening, James, half of the fabulous and very hot duo, Twosome for Fun. It's been so lovely having them co-host the season with me so far. I hope I can tie them down for next season too. But with these two schedules, I don't know if that's going to be possible. We can always hope, right? We can always hope. Hi, James. How are you?
Good evening, Lola. I'm fantastic. Thank you. How are you?
I mean, I'm good. It's been a week. It's been a fucking week and it's only Wednesday. But I'm pretty damn good.
You're looking fantastic.
It's been a year. Let me just say. Pardon?
I say you're looking fantastic this evening.
Oh, thank you so much. Did you have a good weekend?
We had a very enticing, intoxicating, and restful weekend. Thank you very much.
Listen, intoxicating weekend. I'm loving it. Absolutely. Okay, just hold on. Listeners, when I'm on air, I can't be answering messages. Okay, let's do this later. Let me put my phone face down. I think that's going to be the best bet.
I can see the FOMO creeping in on your face.
Oh, it's so annoying. Listen, can I just tell you? So, have you ever heard of 7 deadly sins for swingers, James?
I've heard the term, but it means a lot of things to a lot of different people. Yeah.
I love this topic.
It depends on your outlook on where you are on your journey in the lifestyle, I suppose.
I suppose, yeah, each to their own. Also, everybody makes their own rules, right? But in the beginning of the season, just to give the listeners a little bit of background, in the beginning of the season, season production planning, planning, right? The production team took a a decision to actually ask the listeners what they wanted. What do they want to hear? And this was actually the guest of this evening suggested the Seven Deadly Sins. Up until
Oh
then,
wow.
I'd never heard of it. So it just felt right to get him to guest star in this episode. Also,
Well,
I've
why
been
not?
nagging
It's
him
his
for an
idea.
interview.
Why not?
Exactly, right?
Hmm.
I've been nagging him for an interview for the longest time, but he's also so busy. So we're very grateful that he's been able to join us this evening. Tonight's episode 8 of season 2 is titled The Seven Deadly Sins of Swingers. And we're very privileged to be joined, by Igor tonight. I'm sorry, Medusa, for messing up your prompt again. Igor is a 50-year-old gentleman who's been navigating the lifestyle since 2014, where he also met his wife. Although they are very happily married, they decided to keep their single profiles within the lifestyle as they do play together as a couple, but mostly enjoy encounters as singles when they're apart. He's been a valued member of South Africa's largest club since joining the lifestyle, and although encounters are never as forthcoming as they would have hoped, um, never as forthcoming as they would have hoped, he has had vast experience in male, female, male MFM plays, orgies, gangbangs, and has for a while acted as a bull to a hot wife and cuckold couple. He prides himself as having the old school values of respect and consent above all else, and being a true gentleman within the exciting lifestyle choices he pursues. Wow, alongside, hold on, my computer's playing up here. There we go. I don't even know what's going on. It must be my nails. There we go. That he that he pursues alongside his loving wife. Together, they have enjoyed, learned, and grown within the South African swinger community, and believe that knowledge is indeed power. Hence, he's always eager to share his knowledge, understanding of topics within the lifestyle with those who are willing to learn from experience. Without further ado, welcome, Igor, and thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to join us this evening.
Good evening, Lola, and good evening, James, and the listeners. Medusa, good evening.
Oh,
Good
It's a
he
evening.
greets
privilege to be
Medusa.
here tonight. It's a privilege to be here tonight.
I'm getting a bit of feedback. Okay,
Uh,
there we go. It's gone now.
Sorry, I think my screen went out again. Yeah, so it's.
You need to rub that screen. Rub that screen, Igor.
I need to rub the screen. Yeah, so I'm very happy to be here tonight and share some of the insights and experiences that I've learned over the years, and I hope that listeners can go away with some valuable knowledge.
That's why we're here.
We love that. That's why we're here. I mean, it's important to know. Also, we didn't know that, so that aren't the swingers not supposed to shun their community members? What's that all about? But before we get to that, right? Let's start with the first sin. I think let's just get cracking on it because I'm excited to hear about it.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Okay, so sin number one. What is sin number one going to be, Igor?
Well, I've sent you a list, but I think I've actually rethought about. I had to think about it again, and actually the biggest one to me would be doing anything without consent. I mean, we are in an consensual non-monogamous relationship or a consensual non-monogamous lifestyle. So if you do anything without consent, I would say that would be the biggest no-no to me.
Mm, mm.
Makes a lot of sense.
Um, you know, that's the basis of everything we do. Although, I think we can just put that one out there as a starter and then move from there.
Well, to expand
I
on
love
that, I
that.
mean,
You know what's
consent
important to
sets
me
the
is
boundaries.
people take a look or people hear the word consent.
Sorry, Lola. We're going to be talking over each other with this delay.
No. No, yeah. The problem is on my side. I think my signal is interrupted. So please go ahead, James.
Just in terms of the consent, it's the first thing that you discuss as a couple. Um, Obviously, giving one another the permission to explore. So the consent isn't implied; it's been obtained. So yeah, consent is definitely one of the most important things in terms of the fundamentals for a couple that are embarking on this journey.
Definitely, I agree.
I think for me, what's important and what stands out, especially I've been hearing a lot more people use the word consent, right? In ethical non-monogamy. Here's the thing: it never used to be so prevalent. They just say, "Yeah, you got permission," there's a powerful statement. There's a powerful notion behind the word consent for me personally, because obviously I find myself very deeply involved with the CIF, and the CIF. One of the biggest things we promote, and Igor, you would know because you also admin there. It's all about consent. It's almost as if the ethical non-monogamous side of the lifestyle have attracted some of the BDSM notions, consent, having autonomy, words that you don't necessarily used to hear in the swingers community are now becoming more prevalent on the regular. And I love that consent over everything stands out, because if you're not a consenting ethical non-monogamous swinger, my honey, you cheating, Reese.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I think.
I'll agree.
Yeah, no, I mean, consent is the basis of everything we do. You cannot, even if it's for yourself, even if you're a swinger in the lifestyle. I mean, a single in the
Self-consenting,
lifestyle.
yes.
Yeah, you need to give yourself consent to do whatever it is that you're planning to do. Without that, you basically just taking one for the team, or you're not living up to your values and standards. So even self
Exactly.
consent, if you're a single, is very, very important. I think that's the basis of everything we do. That's why I wanted to lift that one out as the main basis of the seven deadly sins. If you don't have consent, it's a no. Then it's a stop. Then it's a halt. Throw the gates down. roll up the roll up the red carpet. It's a no go.
Put the dick back in the pants, put the condoms away.
Yes, exactly.
Fun is over.
Fun is over.
Fun's not even going to start. James, what do you understand under the term being a self-consenting adult? Because this term only came to light to me a while ago within my studies. I never knew about being self-consenting, which is great for me now, because now I'm giving myself consent to live my fucking life. But what do you understand over surrounding that term?
Now's putting me on the spot, since you've done studying and I didn't get the bloody notes ahead of time. But just to touch on what Igor was saying, so obviously, I'm talking from a singles perspective now. You need to obviously clearly define your ambitions. Why are you getting into the lifestyle? Is it that you don't have time to be in a relationship? Is it that you have just come out of a relationship and want to explore and maybe broaden your scope, broaden your horizons? What are you doing to that microphone? Holy cow. Broaden your horizons before you commit and give yourself to a person in a vanilla style relationship, and you just want to find out what you've missed out on in the last 5 years, 10 years, however long you were in that relationship. So to be able to do that, you need to obviously justify to yourself why you're doing it, what you want to achieve out of it, your aims, your objectives, and then give yourself a set of guidelines to be able to measure your, I don't want to use the word performance, but measure your plan, your approach to it. Are you getting everything out of your adventure that you plan to get out of it
That you
before you
set
start?
out in the beginning, yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
I think that also falls in line with being self-consenting, right? If you aren't, I think yes, it falls in under doing one for the team, or taking one for the team. But here's the thing for me. why did you get into the lifestyle in the first place? If you're a self-consenting adult, okay, if you make your own choices, even though maybe you're married, okay, maybe you're very strictly married, and your partner is like, and we get it a lot. I mean, Debbie speaks about it so often, is the fact that a lot of guys kind of coerce their wives into joining the lifestyle, right? And then their wives end up mostly having more fun than they are. But in
Yeah.
those other circumstances, the small circumstances where the wife is actually really not enjoying this, and she might be like really, really jealous, and she's not enjoying the attention her husband's getting, and the chats he's having, and the couples he's trying to attract, and because she's seeing maybe he's discussing things with the couple's wife that she's not comfortable with him doing, right? But she's still ending up finding herself naked on somebody else's bed, having a play session. And why are you allowing yourself to be coerced into something, right? You're a self-consenting
Yes,
adult. Why are you taking one for the team? Why are you doing that on,
that's
on, on behalf of your husband? I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair that you don't have self-consent,
But I
that you
think
are
that
not
also it goes hand in hand with the terms and conditions that need to be laid out before the adventure begins. So,
setting
speaking
up
now
your
from a
contract.
yes,
speaking from a couple's perspective, going considering going into the lifestyle, having that conversation. What do we want to achieve out of this? What
Mm,
do we want to get out of this? Is it that our sex life is boring and we want to spice it up? And
mm,
for some couples, that is enough justification to get into the lifestyle. But
mm,
clearly and fortunately not for most couples. Most couples are very happy in their relationship, very happy with their sex
mm,
life, but they want to experience different facets of fun, different facets of kink, different facets of their own self discovery and the discovery as a couple. For Debbie and I,
mm,
we enjoy seeing one another giving and receiving pleasure.
mm,
It's a huge turn on equally for the both of us. So as long as she's having fun, she's going to stay in this on this path and
mm,
pursuing this adventure. And the same applies to me. The day that
mm,
I stop having fun, I'm going to sit Debbie down and say to her, look, can we renegotiate the terms of this contract? I'm not having fun anymore. Um, is there something else that we can do? Is there something,
mm,
a divergent path that we can take that will still allow you to have the fun that you want to have while affording me the opportunity to have fun that I want to have? It's all about frank and open discussion at the end of the day.
communication.
yeah, no, yeah,
Correct.
no. If I can jump in here, obviously, I mean, communication is key in any relationship, even if it's a vanilla relationship. But
Correct.
and people in the lifestyle, we always say, don't have any expectations, just go for it. See what happens, but that's actually not so true.
It's very
Expectations
risky.
expectations are actually a good thing, in my opinion. We'll get to that a little bit later because there's a pro and a con to that. But you have to have some sort of an expectation of what you want out of this deal.
You
And
got to think of it, yeah.
if yeah, you have to think about it, and then set out your rules based on your expectations of what you want out of it.
Mm,
Igor, I
So
agree with you in the broader sense that there needs to be an overall plan and an overall picture in terms of what you want to get out of the adventure. But I think when
yes,
it comes to a single evening at a party, for argument's sake, or an evening with a couple where you might be invited to their house for something a little bit more intimate. Debbie and I have always found that not having any expectations is always the best plan of action, because
mm,
if we set the bar low, then anything that happens that evening is going to be better than we anticipated.
yes, I'm 100% with you there. That's the general consensus regarding expectations, is not to have expectations of, because I mean, an expectation is based on fantasy. That's like you're
Correct.
dreaming. You've had this fantasy in your mind of how the night's going to go, and you're going to do this and you're going to do that, and then if it doesn't happen, then you're disappointed. So I mean, all disappointment and anger is based in expectation. So if you have pre-accepted notion of what the night's going to be like, then you might pretty well be disappointed at the end of the night. So yes, I do agree with that. But I mean, you still need to have some sort of an expectation of what you want out of this lifestyle, and set your rules and set your boundaries and things based on those expectations that you want out of. You have to sort of set yourself up for success.
It's a good way of thinking about it.
Yes.
You see, joined by the wise ones this evening. It's so much fun. Okay. So consent is we're gonna keep that number one, but now we're going to 8. We added one now.
We actually,
Igor, because now
yes. Yeah, no, I'm deviating from the list, but I had a bit of a thought about it this afternoon, and I think definitely consent is basically the basis, because it's the basis of what we do. That should be noted, So I wanted to get that one out
consent
of the
is key.
way. Yes, consent is key.
I love
But
it.
yeah, but I would say one of the big ones for me. I mean, they're not in a particular order of importance at all. But another one for me would be attachment. Getting to attach, not knowing how to disengage. I mean, if you now have a play date or an encounter with someone, not knowing how to end it is a big it's a big hurdle. A lot of people, funny enough, especially, and I'm not shaming or blaming, but a lot of singles, particularly, have a little bit of a problem with disengaging or detaching from a play. They want
This
to
is true.
share a number, and can you guys call me again? I enjoyed this. Can we do this again? And then
Which I
they
don't think
don't
is
know.
necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, no, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can become a bad thing if it's not
When you
kept in check.
when you get that message every night for the next 15 nights, it's a bad thing.
Yes, yeah.
Talk.
You need to know how to respectfully disengage from a play and from an encounter with a couple or even with a single. I mean, it's supposed to be a no strings attached lifestyle. Now, if you want to attach strings, then it becomes a bit of a problem. These people have got lives, they've got their own relationships. They want it to be a once-off deal and fun night out, and now you're the one sending messages and wanting to have more, and it can become a problem.
But I think that also goes to setting up a contract, if you want to call it that, at the outset, just to say, this is a playdate session between the three of us, myself, my wife, and you, whether it's a unicorn or a bull. And when the evening is over, we'd like to reclaim and do our thing. So, when the evening comes to a crescendo, then respectfully, you need to pack your tussies and fuck off.
Fuck off.
Couples just need to be pretty adamant about it. If the person wants to linger and switch on Netflix and maybe join the two of you on the couch and get a blanket, couples need to know where to draw the line.
Exactly. I've had sorry, Lola. I've had situations at clubs where, I mean, you hook up with someone and you take them, to a play area, and when it's over, it's over, and you're like, okay, now, like you say, please leave, but they just
On to the
don't, and they
next.
just hang around. Yeah, they just hang around and hang around, and then they meet you back at the bar, and they keep reiterating how much fun it was, and can we do this again? And it's like, dude, or I mean, whoever it is, it's done.
Dudette.
This is dude or dudette.
My girl,
this is,
let's go.
Yeah, this is kind of over now. Thank you very much. It was fun, but it's done. And attachment. Then it feels like they're now attaching. And it's like they don't know how to get the memo of, okay, this was a once-off. Also, the other thing is, there's another troublesome effect where people assume that once you've played with them, they are now, it's now like open season. We're friends now. We're going to play again and again and again. And that's not necessarily true. Each play starts anew every time. You need to renegotiate. You need to reset the rules every single time that you play, even if you've played before. Playing once does not necessarily mean this is now on like Donkey Kong every single time.
But to be fair, from some for fun's point of view, we don't necessarily subscribe to all of that. So if there's any singles listening to this that are worried about reaching out, please don't be worried. Send us that
The
message.
unicorns can reach out. The bulls, make yourself known. So for me, look, I agree with both sides of the spectrum here. For me, I think it's important to note, and I'm going to say this loud and I'm going to say this proud, baby, soul ties are so real. Okay, soul ties are so real. Every single time you have intercourse with somebody, there's an attachment. Okay, there's going to be an attachment. It's going to be up to the individual to know how to disengage afterwards. You have just had an intimate moment with this person, of course. Okay. So it's gonna, like, you gotta know where to cut off. If you don't know, as a single, if you don't know how to cut off, you shouldn't be in the lifestyle. Okay. Then you are looking for something more serious. You are looking for something more stable. You're looking for more. Looking for more is gonna get you fucking nowhere in the lifestyle. You're not going to find it. Well, if you find it there, congratulations. But that's not why you join the lifestyle. You join the lifestyle for fun. Okay. Fun with multiple people. It's called non-monogamy. So, but the listeners must understand that soul ties are an actual real thing. It really does happen. So you got to know how to cleanse your soul afterwards. You got to know how to cut those ties, how to cut the attachment, and then move on with your life. Because number one, you're going to get a reputation. Number two, you're going to piss the people off. Number three, you're possibly going to get yourself into fights. The other thing that I want to mention is I understand from my perspective, I can see why it would mostly be singles that get attached. The reason is they don't have somebody to go home to.
Yes.
If you think about it, right? So it is, and couples must also, I think couples also take, they take that risk. They know there's a possibility that, I mean, if your wife is a stunner, okay, and you are so attracted to her, chances are other men are going to find her damn attractive too. You must realize that you are taking that risk, putting your wife out there, allowing yourself in this relationship, and there's always a chance that these attachments are going to form.
But
You
a
must
lot
just
of
know
this
where to
can
cut
be
it off.
avoided just from communication, open communication
Again,
in the
yeah.
beginning. Set the
Again.
ground
Yes.
rules early on and make it clear. If you're a couple and you're inviting a third in, just set the ground rules early on, whether it's at that pre-play meeting, if couples have a pre-play meeting, like at a restaurant or a bar or something where they meet the person, just to say. So typically a night with us would entail getting to our place, maybe having a drink, maybe having a snack, chatting about the week that was, but briefly. We don't want to hear about every single thing that you got up to that week. And if
Yes.
everyone's
Or
feeling
who?
comfortable, yeah, exactly. If everyone's feeling
Yeah, no,
comfortable, we'll engage in some play, and then when the evening's over, we can do a post-coital chill for a few minutes, and then we're going to want to reconnect. And if the couple makes it clear
yes.
to the single, and the single understands, then just read the room and make your exit as hasty as you can. Obviously, you don't want to take a condom off and then put your clothes on
Just,
while the
like
while the couple is
wipe your
still wiping
cock on the
themselves down and get
wipe
in
your
the
You
cock
car.
on the
didn't.
curtains and leave. No, look.
Oh no!
I'm out. No,
Oh my
listen.
god!
Peace,
I'm
fuckers.
probably
On
I'm
the
probably the
curtains.
worst one to actually. I'm probably the worst one to actually comment on this because I started my journey as a single in the lifestyle and met my wife like probably about by the third week joining parties at a club, and I'm even now after 9 years, I'm known as the playdate that never left. So
We have that in common. Debbie and
yeah,
my
no, I mean,
relationship runs very similarly.
but I mean, I know of a lot of singles that have actually met in the lifestyle and found love and pursued it, and there's nothing wrong with that as well. But we are now basically talking about um, a couple plays and so on, where people are already in a relationship. Then you need to know when to take your exit and take your cue and take your stuff and leave.
Correct.
When you're a
Yeah.
single and you're playing with a single, I mean that can be a different story. There's nothing wrong with just checking, even with a couple. There's nothing wrong with checking in with them and just reiterating the fact that you had a good time or something like that, respectfully. Just being nice, but there needs to be a cut off time where you now take your exit and take your leave, and then it's done.
Yeah.
But
And
being
also, if
single,
you, sorry, Eagle, carry on.
sorry, yeah, but being a single, I mean, if you're looking for, I wasn't necessarily looking for a relationship as such, but I found someone and we clicked and it was fun and we kept going and 9 years later we're still happily married. So that can also happen.
But yeah, don't expect it to happen. If it
No, don't
happens, it
expect it.
happens.
Yes,
But going further on what you said about the single making contact with a couple, if just advice from a couple's perspective to the singles out there, as Igor said, there's nothing wrong with checking in periodically, and by periodically I mean every 3 to 5 to 10 weeks, to say, how's it, guys? Just wanted to see how you guys are doing. Um,
yes,
and 3 weeks from now on the weekend, I'm available if you guys have any time. And if the couple
yes.
politely declines, then try again in 10 weeks time. And if they politely decline, then maybe take the hint, or if you want
Yeah,
to, just say to them, guys, I don't want to waste your time. I just want to check, is there an opportunity in the future to maybe hook up again? If not, I perfectly understand that it was a 1-time or a 2-time or a 3-time deal. Just put me in the picture so that I don't waste your time and my time.
100%. And I love the way you put that. I mean, that just the way you put that. I mean, you're welcome to come see us again anytime.
Yeah.
No,
So,
that was done very respectfully and in a nice manner, and it's not pushy, and you just want to know. That's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
so
It's
for the
it's about
couple of
saving.
for the single for the
Sorry,
single
Lola.
ladies listening, the threesomes calendar is 3 weeks booked. Okay, as we just heard, they're the popular couple. We know this.
It's work related. It's all vanilla, I assure you.
So
But yeah,
okay, we've now. So
sorry,
yeah,
just
this
to
is why
that
video is
actually,
important.
sorry, that this almost brings us to the next deadly sin, which would be keeping secrets. Because if you are now as a play date or whatever, and it's over and it's done, and now you texting these people and you're chatting to them, but now you make sure that you only talk to the wife, or as a lady you only talk to the husband, and the husband keeps this a secret from his wife, then it becomes a problem again. So now secret keeping is one of the other deadly sins that I would like to raise.
And it goes just as deeply with couples. And I mean, that opportunity that you mentioned there, Igor, it can run just as true for a couple where with us, it's a little bit more complicated, a little bit different. We don't give out our private numbers. Debbie's alluded to that quite a few times on Lola's shows. We have a dedicated number that's for lifestyle activities on a dedicated device that stays at home in the day, called our naughty phone. So
Okay.
to us, this wouldn't really be a factor, but to a lot of couples, they give their private numbers to the other couple, and they all possibly on a group of 4 people, and they chat openly on the group. And there is a we've heard it many times where the wife on the other couple will message the husband off the group, or if they're not on a group and they're messaging independently, to say, if it's all right with you, can this stay between us? The fact that
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this or I really enjoyed that, and the conversation can go a myriad of different ways. But if you feel the need to have to delete that message or not
Yep.
openly display that message to your significant other, that's a problem. There's a
That's a
significant
huge
problem.
problem. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's
That deserves. We aren't deleting messages, yeah.
absolutely.
No, that's an
Absolutely.
applause. I gave you an
Oh, is that
applause.
applause? Sorry, it sounded like rain.
Yeah, I also thought, is it hailing back in Joburg or what's going on here? No, I definitely agree with you there. And in fact, that's one of my wife and myself. We don't have a lot of rules, but one of them is full disclosure. We have absolutely full disclosure because we are away from each other a lot. As we speak, I'm on site at the moment. So if I end up chatting with someone, on the group or on a WhatsApp group or whatever, and I mean, I don't have to disclose every single little chat that I have, but if it transpires into something that might end up in a play, or it progresses into something that's important enough, we have this general rule of full disclosure where I need to tell her, listen, I've hooked up with someone. It's panning out to be a play or whatever the case may be, and she needs to know about it. And vice versa. I mean, if she goes out if I'm not home and she goes to a club or something alone, and something transpired and she had a play or whatever the case may be, I get the full dirty detail report, and I violate myself a little bit on site, but
I would do
it,
exactly the same.
no, it adds to the fun, and it adds to the inclusiveness. I mean, I'm there, and she gives me a play-by-play description of everything that went on, and it's fun, and it keeps us engaged with each other, although we were not together on the specific night. But there is still full disclosure, so that she doesn't hide anything from me, and I don't hide anything from her.
Yeah, that's
But
brilliant.
this thing of like you said, couples having a play, and then the wife messages the husband or something like that, and then they start saying things like, can we just keep this between ourselves? That's a big red flag to me. That's dangerous stuff.
Very much agree.
No
So yeah,
secrets.
that's
Cool.
I
No
mean,
deleting.
secrets. Yeah, no deleting messages. Open book. I mean, we at our house, we've got an open phone policy. My wife can check my messages. I can check hers. Sometimes we even read the messages to each other. Look at this dude flirting with me. Not me. I
That's
mean
hot
her.
though. I love that. I gotta say, I love that. I love reading each other's messages for them. I love that. Go for it. Go for gold. What's the next one on the list?
Okay, I think let me just get to some light over here. Okay, so yeah, the next one to me, a biggie, would also be non-discretion, which means not keeping your shit to yourself. If you've had a play with someone, or you had a hookup, or you had a nice evening with a couple or that, you go around and you tell everybody about that. That is a big no-no. That's the quickest way of getting yourself excluded from any lifestyle activities. I mean, discretion. The lifestyle is unfortunately not as accepted by society as we would like, and people need to keep their lifestyle choice secret. A lot of them. There's a lot of people that are open and out and about, and proud to be swingers, but a lot of us do not have that luxury. So you going around naming names and telling everybody about plays, and
It's not okay.
I agree with you in the broader sense. Obviously, as much as we value our own anonymity in the lifestyle, when Debbie and I are perhaps at a a drinks meet with a couple, we'll never discuss personal names of another couple with the couple that we're with or with the single that we're with. We may discuss profile names. We might mention a profile name, but if we but we don't we're not a marketing service for other couples. So I mean, if we have an amazing play date with couple A, we don't tell couple B that holy shit, that was a wild hookup and she gives an amazing back rub and he gives an amazing, nipple suck or whatever
I
the
thought you were
case
going to
may
go
be.
with blowjob, but no, then you go with back rub.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be a little bit more of a gentleman this evening, Lola. Please excuse me. But
Oh.
if we have a bad experience, and I don't mean a bad sexual experience, like she can't give a good blowjob and something to that effect, nothing personal. But if we have an experience with a couple that is, to our minds anyway, dodgy or risky or possibly unsafe, we will share that profile information with a couple that might mention it, that we were talking to couple AB the other day on site, whatever site it was, and we won't keep quiet about it. We will weigh in as much as to say, look, they seem like great people, or whatever the case may be, but just be aware of this. This happened, or they mentioned this, and it's not to throw people under the bus, but yeah, we've got the benefit of a broader circle of people that we trust and people that trust us. So we wouldn't be doing the lifestyle any service if something happened to us that we weren't happy with, or something that put us in jeopardy, if we didn't at
Yes.
least give somebody a heads up about it.
Very-
It's not that
No, that,
we don't go to great detail, but we just say, just be aware this happened, and just be cautious.
yeah, no, I'm 100% with you there. I think there's a difference between do and tell, not show and tell, do and tell, and vouching. I think you alluding more to the sense of vouching for I mean,
Correct. Yes.
we've vouched for a couple of good single guys, gentlemen that we've had amazing plays with or whatever. And if anybody asks, do you know of a nice gentleman or whatever, we would vouch for the guys that we've played with. And I think that's just a nice thing to do within the lifestyle, is vouch for each other. You don't necessarily need to name drop, but you can, like you say, just share their nicknames or anything like that. And then also the opposite, if we need to look out for each other as well, as you say. So if there's anything bad, or you've had a dodgy play, or something like that, you need to let the others know that these people are not the kind of people that you want to hang out with. Which is, I mean, sharing is caring. That's we're looking out for each other. What
After the show,
I'm, what I,
Igor, I'll be in touch with you for those single guys' names that you can vouch for, please,
yeah.
if
No,
you
look,
don't mind.
So I've got something very important that I want to add here, right? And I'm going to go back to number one, is consent. Yes, I agree. Saying if your couple, if your friends are couples, or if you are friends with other couples in the lifestyle, and you've had a bad experience where somebody's like dodgy, taking drugs in the bathroom or whatever the situation may be, by all means, okay, warn your friends.
Yeah,
Here's my
share. You
concern.
don't have to go into the bathroom. Hello.
Here's my concern though right now. Is when we vouch for one another, we gotta advocate for having consent to vouch. That's my fucking
yeah,
concern, right? If I were to be a swinger, okay, and people are out there vouching for Lola, I don't want the whole maybe I don't want the whole world to know. Okay.
exactly.
If you have a huge career and you in corporate, and you don't want your fucking bosses knowing that, I mean, you live on the edgiest side of life, you gotta ask for consent before vouching for people, I feel.
That's a good point.
Yes,
Very good
I
point.
agree. I agree.
Mm.
No, very, very
That
good point,
just
and a fair point as well. Also, I mean, most of the I don't know if I'm allowed to name websites, but there are
go
sites
for
where
it.
you can vouch for where you can vouch for your friends. And I
Swing
think,
Heaven, yes,
I
we
mean,
know the one.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I've had lots of interest just because of the vouchers that I've had on Swingers Heaven, for instance.
Mm.
So vouchers do help, but I would
Mm.
also appreciate if the people asked me before vouching for me. Just
Yes.
like.
Yeah, it's very important.
So I agree with what you're saying. Yes, I totally agree with what you're saying. I'd never give out anybody's numbers as such.
That's
If
another
someone
thing that
asks
I was
me,
gonna say. Yes.
if someone asks me for a, do you know someone that can maybe come to our house or whatever, I won't say, yeah, you can phone this guy. Here's his number. That I don't do. I will say, listen, I know of someone. Let me check in with him and ask him if he's okay with it, and then I'll share his number with you. That I definitely do. So yeah, you do need to keep in mind that the person would like some or other discretion, and you need to check in with them before you just hand out numbers and names and things like that. Yes, I agree with that.
Well, I'm funny story. When before Debbie and I became an item, I was playing as a single guy, and I was playing with couples, and it happened on more than one occasion that in the middle of the night on a Thursday at 11:30, I'd get a SMS or a WhatsApp out of the blue from a number I didn't have saved in my phone saying, "Hi, this is Bob and Sarah. We got your number from this other couple. What are you doing?" And
Your friend's pimping you out.
I'd be like, "It's 11 o'clock on a Thursday. I'm sleeping. What do you think I'm doing?" And they said, "No, we're horny. Do you feel like coming over?" And I'd say, like, "Okay, send me a photo." And then I'd get the phone. I'd say, "Right, I'm getting dressed. I'm on my way to send us a pin location." So I don't want to discredit any couples from putting single guys' numbers up, but yeah, do the right thing and ask the guy if you share their number.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah, no, I agree.
So we gotta go to commercial break. These two are cracking me up this evening. It's been insane. We gotta go to commercial break. Medusa's gonna have my ass for this, but we are going to definitely run over time. Listen, if you're having a glass of wine this Wednesday evening, listening to Lifestyle Lectureship, go and refill that shit, right? We are going to continue with the segment. I mean, we're only on number 3 now, so we got to move.
Okay.
You two boys are actually chatting a lot this evening. I'm quiet.
Yeah, well,
promise.
I wanted to tell you we've got like 8 minutes per sin, so we are way over time.
I love how you actually planned this out.
And I've got like 15 honorable mentions over and above the 7, so we need to really push.
Yeah, no, I've also got a shitload of honorable mentions. So yeah, no, we'll run through them after the ad break.
I've officially just gotten a WhatsApp message from Dr. Basson, right? Dr. M. And she's heard via the grapevine about tonight's guest, and she already wants to get in contact with you to do some work. So, I mean, we're doing good work, okay, if the news is spreading like that. On that note, lastful listeners, let's take a quick commercial break. It's not going to be a long one. Give us about 7 minutes. We'll be right back. Go and refill those drinks, get comfy, and let's continue the learning.
Let's take a step into my red room. This ain't no ordinary bedroom. Just let the energy affect you. Carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. Just take a step into my red room. This ain't no ordinary bedroom. Just let the energy affect you. She looks so fine up in that red room. Her silhouette against the red hue. I swear to God, this is the best view. Someone up top, they must have blessed you. She got that look and she got that attitude. She don't play by the book, no, she do what she have to do. She a bad little bitch, all black with some tattoos. She always down for a risk, always down for the taboo. Let's take a step into my red room. This ain't no ordinary bedroom. Just let the air Yeah, she liking that show in the mirrors on the walls. Got the one on the ceiling, hope that shit don't fall. When he breaking her back, damn she like that. Headboard shaking with the music full blast. Yeah, they never hold back, two souls on the mat, switching their positions so they feel the climax. Yeah, he know what she likes, he know what she needs. She open her mouth, he know just what to feed. Baby look good when she down on her knees, but she look even better when she up underneath. He makes her feel free to be naughty. She likes when he acts just a little cocky. They own this room, yeah they do what they please. Let's take a step into my red room. This ain't no ordinary bedroom. Just let the energy affect you. Carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. Just take a step into my red room. This ain't no ordinary bedroom. Just let the energy affect you. Carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on.
Good day, I'm Jean-Marie van Graan, also known as Lola Blakely, and I'm thrilled to introduce to you Lotus Love, your ultimate destination in relationship, intimacy, and wellness coaching. As a wellness, relationship, and intimacy associated counselor, I'm passionate about helping individuals and couples navigate the complexities of modern relationships. Through personalized coaching sessions, I empower my clients to embrace love, intimacy, and connections in all its forms. Whether you're exploring ethical non-monogamy, navigating post-divorce life, or preparing for the dating scene, I'm here to support you. My coaching approach is holistic, compassionate, and tailored to your unique needs and goals. Together, we'll uncover your strengths, address the challenges, and create a path towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation? Book a consultation with me today and let Lotus Love be your guide to fulfillment in relationship and life. Your path to a happier, healthier, more fulfilling life and relationship can start with me here today.
How old were you when you realized you were kinky? My name is Jerry Pelser, and in my latest book I explore the topics of friendship, young love, family secrets, and kink positivity in a new series of 4 books called The Felicity Street Annals, a children's story for adults. The first book in the series launches on the 30th of May and is available in both paperback and Kindle on Amazon.com, along with my other, distinctly more adult, BDSM-flavored novels.
Sensually Royal is an adult toy store that sells all things sensual and kinky. We only sell top quality toys to give the full royal experience. Book a sensual session with Queen Ananas, professional dominatrix, to guide you and your partner on using our toys in the most intimate and sensual way. Pleasure is the name of the game. Remember that kink doesn't have to mean pain. You'd be surprised to see what terrifying looking toys can be used to give you an arousing, alluring, and sensational experience. Contact information: Queen Anana's WhatsApp on 063 398 2355. Instagram: Queen Ananas Official. Queen with 3 E's _ Ananas _ official. And obviously, Sensually Royal. Instagram: Sensually _ Royal.
You know you love my escapades. A little bit of fun ain't a crime. We could lock ourselves.
Before I get lost in that song again, let's get back to business. Welcome back, lastfuls. Let me just invite my co-host back to as a speaker while I try and mute the song at the same damn time. Lola pressing all of the wrong buttons this evening, as my dearest friend Carmen would say. Listen, for those of you who haven't listened to the song, gosh, guys, song's name's Kinky. That's all I'm going to say. Such a Lola vibe. Welcome back, Lustfuls. I hope you guys refilled your drinks and you guys are ready to continue learning about the 7 deadly swinger sins. So I don't know if you heard the advert I did about this episode on Saturday night's Kinky classes, James. But I said, if the guest can't join us tonight because we know Igor has such a tight schedule, I said that if we can't get the guest for tonight's episode, we are going to be entertaining them by making James say the 7 deadly swinger sins 7 times over without knotting his tongue and test his oral skills. Are we going to give it a try, James? Do you want to go there?
I think not, Lola. Ego's on the line, and it's his show this evening, so
We don't have time.
I'd hate to show him up, and your time is quite short this evening.
But it would have been funny. Igor, welcome back. Thank you again for joining us this evening. Igor has been a respected gentleman navigating the ethical non-monogamous lifestyle since 2014. He also met his wife there, and although they are very happily married, they decided to keep their single profiles within the lifestyle as they do play together as a couple. He prides himself in having the old school values and respect of consent above all else, and always tries to be the ever gentleman. With this exciting lifestyle that they choose to pursue together. He loves educating and guiding other couples within the lifestyle. That's our guest this evening, Mr. Igor, and we are discussing 7 deadly sins. Before the break, we got to number 3, so we are going to have to vickle to get through to number 7. Igor, welcome back.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Thank you, ma'am. So we've already touched on taking one for the team, but I think that is another quite a big topic to discuss. I mean, taking one for the team basically means letting go of your own values and the route that you set yourself out in the lifestyle, and then sort of letting go of what you wanted and doing something that you're not 100% willing to do. So I think taking one for the team is another biggie in my view.
Yeah, I think taking one for the team, I think a lot of the people understand the concept, but the fallout is something that a lot of people don't anticipate. Expecting your significant other to be happy with something or somebody that she's not happy with in the moment, in the heat of the moment, might feel like it's a concession that you're happy to make. But in the cold, hard light, the next morning, it can lead to some very awkward conversations between the couple. It's definitely something that you want to avoid at all costs.
I think I'm sorry to interject there. I think for me, what concerns me about taking one for the team, and that's why I love that's something to Simple Fun advocately vouch for, right? Is not taking one for the team. The problem with taking one for the team, from my perspective, is it creates resentment at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If you continuously, unfortunately, the one pulling on the short end of the stick, it's going to create some resentment, and couples are going to be stuck with issues within their relationship, and that's not why they joined the lifestyle in the first place.
Correct.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if you take it that, I mean, you are also a valued member of this team. If you're in a couple setup or demographic, and if you're always pulling on the short end of the stick, at some stage you're going to say, listen, this is not for me. This is not what I this is not what I this is not what I've signed up for. This is not what I've signed up for. I'm not having fun. Although I love you very much, and I want to do this with you, you're not respecting my value, and I feel like I'm the one that's always not getting the joy that I'm looking for. And I
I
mean,
think
just
you hit the
having
nail on the
having the
head when
self.
you said, sorry, Igor, you hit the nail on the head when you said, I'm doing this with you. And as opposed to taking one for the team and then it becomes doing this for you, which is a big difference.
Yes, yes. So I think you
This
need
is
to you need to
so
you
beautiful.
need to I think you need to, I mean, that comes down to self-respect, setting out your journey in your mind, what you want out of it, discussing it with your partner openly and honestly, and saying, listen, this is what I'm up for, and this is what we've talked about expectations. So this is what I'm expecting out of this journey that we're going on together. And if I'm not getting my end of the deal, then I'm not gonna be happy, and it's gonna be the end of it for me.
Yeah.
And if we wanna do this together, you need to respect that, and don't expect me then to take one for the team. As simple as that.
Yeah. Well put.
Love it. This is actually a very beautiful conversation this evening. We're getting to a lot of good nuggets. Love it. What's the next one on our list?
Okay, so the next one would be not coping with rejection.
Yo, that's a difficult one.
So
Listen,
yeah,
I hate
so
this. This makes it. Just talking about this is going to make me uncomfortable because I hate rejection. Fuck, I hate it. Let's
as
hear it.
as do we all. I think not coping with rejection is probably one of the biggest or the most important skill that you can learn as a lifestyler or someone new entering the lifestyle would be coping with rejection. I mean, we've all faced rejection. The lifestylers that's been in it for a while. We are not everybody's cup of tea, and you need to understand that, and you need to respect that, and you need to accept that. Nobody likes rejection. All be it now as it may, we all we say we body positive, and you need to be comfortable in your skin and all that, but we all have insecurities as it is. And when you're faced with someone giving you the eye, and then as soon as you open your mouth they say nope, thank you, not for me, that's it. That breaks you down like you can't believe. Rejection is one of the biggest things in the lifestyle. We all come across it at some point in time, and coping with that is a big skill that you need to learn very, very early on. And I think it's one of the. I would suggest it's actually one of the first things that you need to learn
We
is
tell that
coping
to
with rejection.
a lot of the new couples that we speak to, that you have to have a thick skin in the lifestyle. If you are very sensitive to criticism, you are going to have a very bumpy road. And to that point, um, receiving receiving rejection is one thing, but also the way that you deliver rejection is also a skill that a lot of couples need to
Wow.
learn.
So well put.
Absolutely. Well put.
Mm.
Well put. That that
We
that needs one of those Hell on the Roof soundtracks that you've got over there.
I gotcha. That's
we've
very, very well put. Look, you, you,
we've
you
had
can
some
tell somebody you
very
don't like them, but don't be a doers about it.
yeah, we've had some
Yes.
really crass and really short, curt rejection messages from couples, that
Really.
that that they stung to read. But like I said, we've told other couples, and we've advocated that you need to have a thick skin. And it's always Debbie that talks me down from the ledge. I want to go on the defensive to say, what the hell
Yeah.
do they mean that we look like Tom and Jerry or whatever the case may be? And she's like, you know what? It's their issue. Move on. You can get upset about it, but at the end of the day,
Oh, we love the
the only,
Debbie.
the only one that's going to be stewing in that little well of self pity is you. So get
Is
on,
you.
move on, and yeah, learning how to accept rejection is a skill set that you have to learn. But similarly, you need to also be a little bit more diplomatic and tactful with your
Your
decline
delivery.
message to couples.
Yeah,
Yes.
this basically comes down to the fundamental of the lifestyle. Another fundamental of the lifestyle, which comes down to respect. Just respect
Correct.
people. Be
Very,
courteous,
very
be
wealthy.
kind. You don't need to be a doers and just say straightforward. No, listen, I don't like your pinky toe. This
Yeah.
is not going to work for me. There's nice ways to put people down, or just let them know that you're not interested. And then there's obviously ugly ways to do that as well. And
We lost Igor there, but while we lost him,
as
while
we
we
just
wait to get
said,
him back.
yeah, people will talk and say,
There we go.
listen,
We got him back.
don't even approach them. They are unapproachable.
The other thing to consider as well, as a couple that are being rejected, there needs to be a humility that goes with the rejection. So the worst thing that you can do as a couple, having just been rejected, is to say, "But why? Tell me why. I need to understand why." That is a very awkward question to put to a couple who's just told you
Yeah.
that you're not their cup of tea. So take the knock on the chin, thank them for their time, and move along gracefully. You don't have to stew in it and get them to forcefully admit why they don't want to have sex with you.
I think the
Yeah, no,
other
I
problem
mean,
is what people. I'm sorry to interject there. I think what people need to realize as well, and we've spoken about this a couple of times, James, is the fact that when it comes to swinging, especially as a couple with other couples, like full swap, separate rooms, play on your own, the problem with a lot of those couples that they face is finding synergies that all match up all at the same time.
It's not easy.
It's a
well, that's
it's not easy. So you gotta have. I think it's so important that you gotta have realistic expectations and realize that you are most possibly, very likely, possibly 100% chance that you're gonna face rejection at some point because either you aren't gonna gel with the one partner, with the one half of the partner, or the other half, or your partner's not gonna gel. There's a lot of people that actually need to match up when it comes to full swap couples.
Correct.
yeah. No, we always talk about the ever elusive perfect couple. It's a term that we use in the lifestyle. There's this ever elusive perfect couple where everybody, all four of us, are totally into each other, and we're just gonna be swinging from the chandeliers, and it's gonna be a fucking amazing evening. That hardly ever happens. I think it's a misconception that a lot of newbies have, is that we're going to walk around here and everybody's going to be into everybody and we're all just going to have fun. And yeah, no, that doesn't necessarily happen. But you need to be respectful of your partner as well. Sometimes we've come across a couple of times where the couple have approached me and they only want me, or they've approached my wife and they only want her, and then you need to accept that. If it's your bag, and if that's the way you play, then you can obviously let her go, or you can go.
Don't take offense.
With consent, and don't take offense. It's like, listen, this is what they expecting of you, and this is what they into, and if you're okay with it, discuss it. If it's within your rules, then yes, by all means, go
This
for
is
it.
what you signed up
And then
for.
afterwards, yeah, this is what you signed up for. And then afterwards, discuss it and give her the rundown of what happened or whatever the case may be. But be respectful of your partner as well. In the sense of, I've heard of couples where they say, no, listen, we're a package deal. So if you don't want him or you don't want her, then we're both out. And
And that's your prerogative.
um, that's your prerogative. That's your rules. If that's your bag, then they also, the other couple also needs to accept that, and then be respectful and say, okay, well, fine. If that's the way you guys do things, then unfortunately it's not going to happen because we were more interested in your husband or the wife or whatever the case may be. So it comes down to respect, not only for the other couple or for the other play partners, but also to yourselves and within your relationship.
Yeah. Respect and honesty, transparency.
Yeah, exactly.
So the next one on the list is quite interesting to me. I'm excited to hear. I think we're going to have a little bit of a difference of opinion now, from what I've heard this evening. So let's hear what the six a six deadly sin is for a swinger?
We've touched on this one as well. It's in my opinion, expectations.
Mm.
Now, listen, I can talk a lot about this one. Expectations in terms of, and we've said it before, of your night out. I mean, you do have certain amount of expectations of, yes, we're going to have a good time, we're going to dance, we're going to be surrounded by sexiness and a lot of sexy people and like-minded people, and this and this and this. But expectations in terms of definitely going to score or whatever you want to call it, we're definitely going to hook up or all that, that's unrealistic. You have to have realistic expectations, and if you do not have realistic expectations, you're going to be disappointed, I would say probably about 80% of the time.
I agree with
I
that.
mean,
That stat.
we've learned through the years that for all the planets to align, as we just said, for that elusive perfect couple.
Igor?
No.
We've lost Igor again.
While he's reconnecting, yeah. So just
Yes.
on the topic of expectations, Debbie and I have had the most amazing evenings on nights where we didn't think anything was going to happen.
What's going to happen?
Yeah, we got to a party, we looked around, we didn't find any couples that drew our attention, and we resigned ourselves to the fact that we were just going to enjoy each other's company and have a nice conversation or two with some couples about some interesting topics. And you have that discussion with one another to say, look, there's no opportunity presenting itself tonight, so let's just enjoy the night ourselves. And then 2 hours later, a couple walks in and you strike up a conversation, and 5 minutes later you in the play area and you're having the most amazing time. Or we've also gone to parties and it's just been wall to wall hotties, and we like rubbing our hands with glee, like this is going to be an epic evening. And
I can see this happening.
And we've left without even getting undressed. So the worst thing you can do is set yourself up for failure by having the highest expectations. Rather go in there with low expectations, and then anything that happens in the evening is always going to be a positive.
Look, it's still not a waste, right? Because you get a night out with your partner.
Yeah, you could be sitting at home watching Netflix or doing work. Hell, shit, we'd rather be out.
Igor, let's hear. Have we got your back? Yes, there we go.
We can hear you.
Sorry about that. Yes, I do agree with the general consensus that going out for the evening without any expectations, I mean, if you don't have any expectations, all you can have are surprises, and hopefully good surprises and a good night out. But what I'm trying to say with the fact of expectations is that you do need to set yourself up for success. So,
I like that.
if you're speaking to people and you setting up your rules, or you're discussing your rules, or you're discussing what they are into and what you are into and all that, make it clear and consensus about what you want out of this play or what you want out of them, or I'm trying to say,
leave nothing to chance.
Leave nothing to chance in the sense of, if you're expecting a good play and an excellent play, and you're expecting the most amazing blowjobs and all that, make it clear.
We lost Igor there again, but I want to add to this, right? And that's something I feel very fucking passionate about, is having confidence.
Yeah.
And I think it protrudes and it exudes you in the sense where when you walk in and you've got that confidence, tonight I'm having fucking fun. I don't care. I'm having fun. I think people feel that passion, people feel that fire, and that fuels the energy around you. I told you I'm passionate about this.
I'm laughing,
absolutely,
Lola, because we've walked into parties like that. Like we we are going to rock this party, and then we've left without unbuttoning a single button. So you've just got to moderate your expectations. To add to that, you can't hang out in the corner of the dark corner of a
This is
venue
it.
and
Yes.
hope that people are going to come out there to you.
Yeah.
You need to put yourself out
So
there, and
true.
unfortunately, that comes with the risk of rejection. So it takes confidence to be able to put yourself out there. And maybe you're not everybody's cup of tea at that particular party, and you luck out with every single one of the 25 couples that you approach, and that's just not your evening. But no two evenings at any parties we've ever been to, and we've been to a good couple of parties. I mean, in the course of 10 years, we've probably been to 500 parties. No two parties have ever been the same. We can't, and we've thought about it
Exactly.
and spoken about it a lot. We cannot think of two parties that ever played out exactly the same. So be optimistic, but just moderate your expectations.
I think that's a good way of putting it. Be optimistic, but moderate your expectation. And that
Yes.
also adds to one of my honorable mentions of shyness. If you want to have a good party, then you have to be the party. You can't just sit in the corner and expect it's going to be a fun night. You need to put yourself out there. Be open to rejection. Be open to meeting new friends, even if you don't necessarily play with them or whatever. I mean, one of the perks of the lifestyle is meeting the most amazing people and making
Yes.
like great friends. So even if you just do that, you've scored. I mean, that was a successful night
It's
in
a
my
win.
opinion.
We
Yeah.
we chat to quite a few couples about going to parties, and we've heard it many times before from couples that say, "Yo, to pay 600 rand to go to a party, and there's no guarantee of a play." And when you say to them, if you think about it, speaking to that same couple, and you say to them, "But would you guys be okay with going to meet a couple at a restaurant for maybe a cup of coffee or a beer?" And they're like, "Yeah, no, yeah, we're more than happy to meet for a cup of coffee or a beer." In terms of budget, it's a lot more reasonable to pay $60 for two coffees as opposed to 600 rand to go to a club. And when you explain to them that if you go to a club, you essentially are going on a speed dating regimen. You're getting to meet 20 to 30 to 50 couples face to
Yeah.
face, so you know exactly who they are, you know what you're getting,
This is so
and
true. Fuck.
you can get 40 contact details out of one party as opposed to having
Yeah.
to go to 40 coffee dates. Do the math, and they look at you and they're like, you can see the cogs are turning and the penny drops, and they're like, holy shit, that's so true. One party
That's
we
so
Yeah.
can
true.
we can meet 25 couples face to face, and we don't have to go on 25 coffee dates. It's speed dating for swingers.
And then also if you go on a coffee date, you pretty much buckled down by this couple sitting in front of you, and if it's
Correct.
not working, it's going to
You're
be a
stuck
pretty
there for
awkward
an
coffee
hour.
date. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
we've been there.
Whereas at a club, you can just say, "Listen, it was fun meeting you guys. We'll see you around, whatever," and move along.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the last and final 7 deadly sins, according to this list this evening, is something that I feel very fucking strongly about as well. I just need to contain myself before I go off on a tangent. We don't have time for that. Talk us through it, Igor.
My last one that I've noted to me is one of the pillars of the lifestyle, in my opinion, and that is respect, or on the other side of the coin, disrespect. So, speaking about the deadly sins, it would be disrespect, which means not respecting anybody else's rules, not respecting people as such,
Boundary.
looking down on people, body shaming. Oh, there's a whole list that we could go through. I mean, listen, let's be honest. People say that you make your first. Don't judge a book by its cover. But I mean, a physical attraction is a big thing in the lifestyle. So if you're attracted to someone physically, by all means, pursue them. But but disrespecting someone purely on their looks, or you might be pleasantly surprised by the ugly duckling, and you might have the most amazing night.
I,
Mm.
I
But
I had this conversation with Debbie before the show started, and it was under my honorable mentions, and it was called imaginary or perceived barriers. So, as you said, Igor, each one of us is predisposed to a certain aesthetic. So, I like women that have a pulse and are in the room, whereas Debbie's view of an ideal playdate partner um, is linked to the gentleman's heart, the gentleman's build,
oh yeah, yeah,
how he conducts himself, his confidence, and that type of thing. And those are turn-ons for her. Um, and I had a hard time convincing her, and I think I will continue to have a hard time convincing her. But oftentimes, we've met a couple at an event, and within the opening few minutes of that conversation, I'm thinking he's not her type, or she's not my type, and it's not going to go anywhere. But it's going to be an interesting conversation, and within an hour, Debbie will look at me and say, "Sure, he's actually quite an intelligent guy,
yeah,
and I'm getting quite turned on by the fact that he knows so much about crocheting or whatever the case may be.
yeah,
Maybe we should invite them to the room." And so yeah,
exactly.
it goes to not judging a book by its cover. Give everybody an
Mm.
equal
Mm.
chance. You might surprise yourself.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
look, I mean, we've also had the odd encounter where we've met people, and you have that first impression which normally lasts, but it can change if you give them a bit of your time and a bit of
Correct.
your attention, and also they feed off your energy as well. So if you're kind and you're comfortable and you're confident, they will also come out of their shell, because we've
Mm.
had guys approaching my wife, with 3 sentence pickup lines, and then she's like, okay, what else have you got? And then if you give,
I'm sorry, I can actually see her saying that.
yes, dumbass, and then
Yes, yes, yes. That's so her. Gosh, that's hilarious. Have we lost Igor again? I think we might have.
my
Yeah.
screen. Am I back?
You back?
Yes, you're back. There we go.
Sorry, I keep forgetting to finger my screen. No, I mean, you know, it's pretty disrespectful to to put someone down like that, but that's just a sense of humor. But what I'm saying is if everybody's nervous and everybody's uncomfortable and they approach, and then if you just give them a little bit of your time and a little bit of kindness and a little bit of interest, you may be very, very pleasantly surprised by what they can offer.
I
Mm.
So
completely
just
agree.
just have respect for other people. I mean, that's the one thing that I love about the lifestyle is we get to mingle. A bricklayer gets to mingle with a doctor or a professor, and you know a lawyer gets to mingle with a housewife, and everybody gets together. And if you respect
Mm.
people and you just give them a little bit of your time and a little bit of courtesy and a little bit of kindness, you get to meet the most amazing people, and you get to
So
learn
true.
the most
So
amazing
true.
stories, and you really do make lifelong friends, be
Mm.
it now with benefits or without. I mean,
Mm.
we've met friends in the lifestyle that we don't necessarily play with, but we just like the kind of people that they are.
Mm.
So that all comes down to just respecting people for who they are and what they are about.
Mm. I love that.
So
So
yeah,
that
if you
concludes. I'm sorry.
sorry,
So
so
that.
yeah, what I'm saying, sorry again. So what I'm saying is disrespect. If you disrespect people just on face value and all that, you're not going to get far. You're going to be the one standing in the corner. Nobody's for you. I'm not hooking up with anyone, and I'm not making friends, and you're not going to enjoy your journey in the lifestyle.
Mm. You're setting
Well
yourself up for
said.
failure.
Yeah.
So that concludes the 7 deadly sins, and I know both gentlemen with me this evening still have apparently a fuckload of honourable mentions that they want to get through.
I'm watching the clock, Lola. It's all good.
So we've got 6 minutes left. I'm gonna ask you, Mr. Igor, if you wouldn't mind just quickly running through yours. We don't need explanations. We're running a little bit. We over time by 24 minutes,
No,
so
no,
that's 24 lashings for Lola. Let's just go through your honorable mentions quickly so that we can conclude this episode.
I think these are all pretty much self-explanatory in any case. So yes, we can just run through them. Obviously, poor hygiene would not get
Oh,
you
yes.
far. Yeah,
I want to expand on that. I have to expand on that because
Okay,
this has
fine.
happened so many times. Guys, gentlemen, having yourself presentable for a play date goes further than just putting some cologne on your neck. If you are
exactly.
planning to get into bed with a woman that night, make sure that you have scrubbed every centimeter of you, and every centimeter does not just mean your Johnson.
Even
If
your
your
anus, yes.
if your pecker smells good, that's great. But there's other parts of you that the lady's nose is going to be exploring. So just please make sure that you are freshly scrubbed prior to the play date. And by prior to the play date, it doesn't mean at 2 o'clock in the afternoon if the play date's happening at 8. Just make an effort. Even if you have to stop at the dischem and pick up some wet wipes, make sure that you are presentable at the play date.
And
Yeah, no,
ask if you need to manscape at least.
Yeah.
and this adds to what we've just said on the deadly sins of respect and disrespect. I mean, if you respect yourself and you look after yourself, you're going to go far. And if you don't, it's a sense of disrespecting the couple that you're meeting up with.
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
So okay, my next one would be substance. My next one would be substance abuse, which would mean alcohol, drugs, whatever the case may be. Also, pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, how do you want to go and enjoy your night and remember everything if you're highly intoxicated or under the influence of any mind-altering drugs or anything like that? And then also, how can you focus on what you're doing and giving them the play that they're expecting if you are not 100%, mindful of what's happening?
And I mean, even worse than that, can you imagine having a play date with somebody and not being able to remember it, and B, getting a phone call or a message the next morning to say, sorry, I'm not sure, did my wife consent to
Yeah,
her giving you anal sex? She doesn't remember consenting.
yeah,
That would be one of the most awkward conversations to ever have to have with somebody. So yeah, as you say,
Dangerous.
just alcohol in moderation is fine. But if you need Dutch courage to get over your shyness, just have your partner keep you in check. And by that, I don't mean berate you in front of the crowd. But if you can see that your significant other is not herself and not himself, then a quiet conversation in the corner to say, look, maybe have a couple of bottles of water. Let's switch to water for the next 3 rounds, just so that you
yes,
more yourself, because I want to remember this with you tomorrow.
exactly, 100%. Well put.
Okay, you've got
Um,
3 minutes left. Let's shoot through the rest.
okay,
Sorry,
so
I'll stop interjecting.
the, so the next one would be judgment, which means just judging people on face value, judging their preferences, judging their demographic or whatever. Judgment is quite a big thing in the lifestyle. We do not judge each other. We do not kink shame. We do not judge your sexual preference or anything like that. So judgment won't get you far. Then obviously, which is probably also one that should have been mentioned earlier, but I think just because it's so obvious, that's why I just put it under my honorable mentions, would be unprotected sex. I mean, we're all in the lifestyle where there's obviously sexually transmitted diseases and things like that. So yeah, protected sex is a big thing. So look after yourself and look after your sexual partners, and that comes down to respect as well. Respect yourself, respect them, and protect yourself. Um, Then I've written something down here that I can't even read. What the hell?
Shyness. The next
Oh,
one,
shyness.
shyness. Yes.
Sorry, yeah. I read shingles.
I read penis.
Okay, after shyness, you've got 1 minute left. I'm cutting it off.
Okay.
After shyness, we've got sexual orientation assumption. That one's an important one to mention.
Yeah, so sexual orientation assumptions. So don't just assume because the lady's wild and she's dancing with another lady that she's now bi. I don't know. There's lots of different terms, but don't make sexual assumptions about people.
Ask
Um,
first.
yeah,
Mm,
or communicate again.
mm.
And then what have we got?
Okay, after
Oh,
that, boundaries and then repeat cancellations.
yeah.
And that's
So
what
so boundary overstepping. If the boundaries are set and the rules are set out prior to the play, just stick to them. Don't be a pupil and pushing things. If no anal was on the cards and you now trying to do that, you're gonna get into trouble.
Mm,
And then the last one was repeat cancellations. I mean, we all if you're gonna spend time with people and they're gonna invest time with you to set up a play date or whatever, and you keep canceling, definitely you're not gonna get far.
Agreed.
that's it.
Agreed.
Mr. Eagle, we cannot thank you enough for all of your invaluable contributions to tonight's segment. I've had so much fun just listening to the boys chat this evening. You guys have really made me so proud this evening. I love it. I loved every minute of it. It's
I'm
really
just glad you
been.
stayed awake for the whole episode, Lola. Well done.
Lola,
Listen,
I just feel bad that James couldn't get his say in there. I'm talking over everyone over here.
No,
he
don't
gets
don't
every
apologize. Don't
alternative
apologize.
week. Also, listen, nobody heard me yawn. So just because you can see me yawn doesn't mean you need to out me to everyone. It's been such a busy damn day. Thanks
You
for
think
that.
of
I'm
it.
gonna listen next time. Next time it's me and you. I'm gonna get you back for that one. If it's not my boobs or my cleavage, it's me yawning. You don't have to tell everybody. Wait, okay, let me get back to business. Thank you very much, Igor, for joining us this evening. It's been absolutely invaluable having you on. We hope to have you back at some segments in future. Listen, lustful listeners, this evening's episode was titled "The 7 Deadly Swinger Sins." Fuck, every time gets my tongue twisted. James and Mr. Igor really did this episode justice. If you have only
Thank
just
you,
joined
Lola.
us, I see a couple of people. Welcome. I see a couple of people have just joined. If you've just joined us, you've missed the segments. Unfortunately, you guys can go and pick up the repeat on lelastfm.podbean.com. Alternatively, you guys can head on over to my website www.lelastfm. That's with a double L .live, and all the repeats are available there. What is to come in the Lola Blakely production series this week? On Friday night, we are doing Prostate Pleasure with my girl Carmen. That's going to be a fantastically exciting episode. I cannot fucking wait. Friday night, prostate, Lola's lessons, 9 p.m. Don't miss it. On Saturday evening, Miss Medusa and myself will be cracking the whip on Living Vanilla with a dash of spice. That's 9 p.m. Saturday evening. If you guys set your reminders on Podbean, it actually integrates to your calendar. So your phone will automatically remind you to listen in. And that would conclude this evening's episode. It's been a fantastic one. Again, thank you to our guest, Mr. James. Thank you for joining me. Looking
Thank
so
you for
handsome
having
this
me.
evening. Love you loads.
Oh,
And we'll see you again not next week, the week after. And I mean, then it's almost the
cool
last
beans.
episode. Are you going to do the last
Can't
episode
wait.
as a threesome?
As a threesome or as a
Threesome for the
twosome?
last episode, yes.
Who's joining us? Do you know something that
No,
I don't know
Lola
about?
will be having a threesome with
Oh,
twosome.
okay. A Lola threesome.
No,
Okay.
what I mean by that, is, are we going to have both you and Debbie
We
on
will indeed.
the
We
last
will
episode?
definitely.
Yay! That makes me excited. Thank you very, very much for this evening. It's been great spending time with you. We'll see you again soon. And to the lustful listeners, thank the lots of you for your loyalty and listening in. We love you all. And until next week, same time, same place, stay lustful, listeners.
Ciao, guys.
Bye bye, guys.
You know you love my escapades. A little bit of fun ain't a crime. We could lock ourselves in and fuck for days. We could take advantage of time. No, I'm not one of those good girls who buys you gifts for your birthday. I show up with sex toys in a trench coat, telling you to behave. That guy, handcuffs, swing set, and whips to make you wish you never came back. I like to have fun with this shit. I told you when you met me, boy, I'm one kinky son of a bitch.